So you want to be a mechanic, huh? I'm going to go through and show you a few things here that could help you out in the long run. Now, just starting out, you're not going to have Snap-on, Matco, Mac, Cornwell. You could have whatever you want. Blue Point, which is, the Diet Coke of Snap-on. You could have Harbor Freight if you're feeling daring enough. But anyways, this setup here is pretty much what any beginner technician could use. Let's look inside, shall we? We'll start with your various spark plug sockets. I got a couple of breaker bars, a file. I'll use that on brake calipers. This is a 3-foot breaker bar, or a pry bar rather. This is actually a 3-inch muffler clamp, but I don't use that for exhaust. That's actually for when I do control arms. I'll put it around the lower control arm, stick my pry bar through it, and then I can pull down on the control arm once I separate the ball joint from the knuckle. So if I'm doing struts or CV axle, a couple of different O2 sensor sockets, a couple of 2-part epoxies. It's always good to have note paper laying around. This is from Weller. You get them for free all the time. Various ratchets, 1/4-inch drive. This is 1/4-inch drive sockets, and then you flip it over and turn it around. You can put your 1/4-inch drive, Torx bits and whatnot in there. So I have a couple of different ones of those. Some extensions, a bunch of swivels, more pry bars from 6-inch all the way up to the 2-inch. Got zip ties up here. I don't know if let me turn you around. Got magnets, and I got lots of them. A big 12-inch by 12-inch tray, a bunch of 6-inch circles, and even some little guys here for when you're taking stuff apart. Always good to have. That way you don't lose anything. First drawer, you got your picks, screwdrivers. Again, you don't have to go Snap-on. I do. I just, I like them. They hold up. There's a magnetic pickup tool. These are great. I don't know if you can see these. You can get these at O'Reilly for $12. Thread them onto your valve stem on cars with TPMSs. Lets the air out, and then they're stamped what position they're in, so you can put them back when you're done. Micro screwdriver, core pullers, tread depth gauge. I got a couple of these hose block off tools. This is great for doing brake lines. Inspection mirror, just random stupid shit. Feeler gauges. I specialize in electrical, so I've got T-pins for back probing. The pliers drawer. Can't have enough good pliers. You got the monster, channel locks. I got 3 different regular style channel locks here at the straight jaw. I don't know if you can see them in the back, but I got long reach pliers, long reach needle noses, I should say, straight and 90-degree. Side cutters. This is probably the only electrical tool you'll ever want. This one's made by Snap-on, or produced by Snap-on. It's got their name on it, but they're actually made by Nipex. They're strippers and crimpers. These 2 little channel locks here, there's a little 4-inch and a little 6-inch. These are great. You push the button, and they slide open, and they just ratchet shut. I use those for everything, hose clamps, whatever. Needle nose pliers. This particular pair is older than I am. It's just been handed down through the generations. I just keep them clean. Wrench drawer. Wrenches. Standard on the right, metric on the left. I don't buy the Snap-on. I really don't care. They give me a bunch of shit about it because I don't pay the big money for those. These are gear wrench. Focus, you fuck. Anyways, I've had these forever. The ones with the flip switches are probably the best. I don't use standard nearly as much as I used to. You know, these ones, unfortunately, you know, I didn't get the option. So for me, I just got to remember to spin them around. Metric Allen, bleeder wrench, good to have. I've got some triple square sockets. You start working on Volkswagen and Audi, you'll need those. These are different Allen sockets that I use for. This one is for Ford, and I think this one's for Jeep or vice versa. 5/16. I forget why I got this one, but I needed it for something. Inverted Torques. GM started using those. Again, I got some more inverted Torques here. These are longer reach variety. Metric Allens, or standard Allens here. These are all inverted Torques as well, but these go way big. This one here, in particular, you're going to need, especially on the new Fiat Jeeps, if you will. This drawer, forgive the mess, but anyways, we'll go through this really quick. Got your thumb finder, a hammer. Tire pressure gauge. I've got a test light that I keep in the box. Beginners, I think it's great to have a test light. If you're just starting out in the industry, you're not going to need a voltmeter. This one happens to have a little gauge on the side. It'll tell you how many volts it is, but it'll tell you both positive and negative. More sockets. These are Torque sockets. Silver Eagle, which is the Diet Coke of Matco. I prefer Matco sockets over Snap-on because they come in these blow molded cases. So if you have to go somewhere, you just pack them up and leave. You got your regular Torques here. These Torques up top have the hole in the middle, so if you got the tamper-proof. Again, you don't have to go with the name brand. You just go with something that works when you start out, and then as you progress, start buying some of these better tools that have some longevity. Hood prop. This is focus, you fuck. Well, there's the part number by Blue Point. You can get this again. OTC Tool makes them. Lyle Tool makes them. Ken Tool makes them. Whenever you got a hood that doesn't have a prop rod or the hydraulic struts don't work anymore, this will keep you from getting your head mashed in. Body clip puller. You get those little, we call them Christmas trees. You can pry those out with that. This is a hose hook. You can get under a radiator hose with this and dig it out, around like the thermostat outside and whatnot. Filter claw. This is a slip joint plier, just kind of like your channel locks, but for grabbing oil filters. For Toyota oil filters, yes, I keep these clean. They make my money, so you might as well take care of them. Various extensions. This tool here has voided more warranties. I don't know if anybody's ever seen anything like this. It's called the Upper Hand. I do believe this tool was manufactured in Great Britain. You put a wrench in here, and it's like just getting yourself a little bit more leverage, Another filter tool right here. This is the old, goes around the end of the filter on a 3/8 ratchet, and then it squeezes and twists. These are for your cartridge filters. They're the little ultra shallow sockets for getting the cartridges. This is a little bearing. It's concave in the middle. You use that with a lug nut for pulling lug studs into a bearing plate. This is a caliper compressor. Works great with up to 4 piston caliper, 2 on either side. Impact screwdriver. This is probably my most warranted tool ever. I think you get it for like 20 or so bucks at AutoZone. That's exactly where this one came from. Hence why I got to replace it all the damn time. There's you know, a couple of Phillips bits in there. This one's busted off. This one's on the way out. You put it in here and you strike it with a hammer, and it loosens, you know, the Phillips screws. You'll see those in the face of a lot of brake rotors, especially on Asian cars. This is a twin beam style torque wrench. Yeah, it's a clicker, but it's not like the old spring style. You could actually leave this set to whatever you know, tension, and you don't have to worry about it. Whereas the other ones, you got to back it off. Tape measure. One of the guys in the driveway engineer group suggested a tape measure. Well, I've always had one in here because there's a lot of times when you're looking up parts for a customer car and it's asking, what's the wheelbase? So that's always good to have one that's at least 25 foot. Back up top, you know, I've got another one that I have cut down to a foot for just measuring, you know, whatevers. That covers that drawer. Always good to have a deburring bit. This one here I got to send back in for warranty. Somebody decided to burn this one up for me. Real nice of them. This is why you don't loan out your tools. Bottom drawer. Typically you'd find air tools in here. I've gotten away from those. I still have them, but a lot of times I'm working remotely, so you can't, you know, drag a hose with you. This is this thing's amazing. Uses your roll lock pad, 14 volts. Does a lot of work for me. This is a screw gun. You know what those do. 3/8 drive, 1/2 inch. This is a 3/8. This is the Snap-on's new electric ratchet. This is called the Brute. It's a high torque, so it doesn't spin very fast. I'll see if I can't. That's full bore. Not very quick, but goddamn it, is it torquey. And then here's the 1/4 inch variety. This is not low torque, so it spins a lot faster. Keep a few extra batteries in the back corner there. Some of my tools, like this ratchet and these two smaller guns, have magnet that I put on the, you know, they're a magnet you put on the bottom of the battery, so you can, you know, stick it to a hoist or whatever. Just don't forget it was there. Cool little dude. Sure, you guys are asking, you know, hey, I didn't see a flashlight. Well, I keep that on my belt. That's the Streamlight Strion. That's not different colors. It's actually worn off. You know, I've had this thing for a few years. One of the brightest damn flashlights you'll ever own. On my toolbox, I've got another one of these, and then its big brother, the Stinger. So yeah, there's that. You know, I showed you the tire, you know, inflator. I keep one of those, you know, just for general purposes. Hard to do this one-handed, by the way, boys. But yeah, hopefully you learned something here. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Start small. I mean, I've been doing this for over 20 years, and the bottom line is I'm always willing to try a new tool. You know, I'm not always, you know, Blue Point, Snap-on, whatever, but 80% of the money I make, believe it or not, is out of this cart. I could go to that mess over there, which is my toolbox, you know, if I need something specialized. You know, what could I say? You know, I've got the scanner over here, you know, and a voltmeter, but that's for another video. You know, I'll take you through the toolbox at a later date. You know, like I said, you know, I've got the air tools too, you know, 1/2 inch, 3/8, air hammer, cut off wheels, you know, grind ear, you know, but these are, you know, they're becoming more and more the way of the dodo, if you will. You know, I can't stress it enough. You know, these electric tools, you know, they're the way of the future. You know, coming back over here, this impact gun here, I'll take lug nuts off trucks all day long with that. You know, This one here, 3/8, yeah, it'll take a beating. You know, it does its job. Beauty is, I don't have to worry about putting oil in them. You know, these are pretty much non-serviceable. The only ones you got to worry about are the ratchets, and you service them just like you would an air tool. Right here in the middle is a grease fitting. You can put a little needle in there and you squirt a little grease in them once in a while. You know, I say once every 8 hours of service. You know, but you're not dragging hoses around. And these will keep up with and sometimes even beat, you know, their air-powered predecessors. Down below, I've got a extension cord. I keep some chemicals down here and some red rags. If there's anything I didn't mention or you didn't see and you think I should probably have, you know, leave a comment below in the doobly-doo. Well, it's beer 30. I've been here all day. I've had enough. I'm going to go home and drink till I can't feel no more. Thanks for watching.